Titus is honestly like the best Shakespeare adaptation I have ever seen, and no one talks about it. Part of the things that I think make it so successful are one, of course, the score. The chanting that you're hearing in that is a Latin translation of the opening scene of Titus Andronicus. As I talked about in the video that this is commented on, a lot of Titus has to do with imagery. So like when Lavinia is sexually assaulted, it's represented through her being attacked by tigers. That's not the first nor the last time they use imagery to describe a certain feeling. Unlike other Shakespeare adaptations, which either take place in Shakespearean times or they adapt to modern times, Titus takes place in all time periods at once, but uses the symbolism that we are familiar with to elicit a feeling of how to judge and interpret each character. Like, for example, when Saturnius and Bassianus are both campaigning to the people of Rome as to who should be the new emperor, Saturnius is dressed like 1930s fascists, and Bassianus is dressed like 1960s conservatives. Saturnius is a fascist. Bassianus isn't that much better either. He just seems like the better choice in comparison, but both of these are based on violence. I mean, let's not forget that the start of the play is literally a genocide. They actually genocide all the Goths, except for Tamara and her 3 sons, the oldest of which she is commanded to sacrifice for the gods to please their victory. And again, having all of this take place in all time periods at once just goes to reflect the thousands upon thousands of years of violence that have continued to happen. Wars that have never ended. Julie Taymor also works with a lot of other imagery, like almost all of the scenes with Aaron, who is a very manipulative figure in the play. All of his scenes have imagery that reflects hands in the background. Like he's got his hands in everything, like he is able to manipulate any situation. Before Lavinia is attacked, she's in a luscious green forest. But then when Marcus Andronicus, her uncle, finds her after she was sexually assaulted by Chiron and Demetrius, the woods that she's in have been completely burnt down. Everything is dead to reflect the horror that has just been done to her body. They play so much with colors and imagery in this movie, and it is, again, so slept on. I think too often when we try to adapt Shakespeare, we were like, oh, we have to ground it in realism or else people aren't going to believe it. It's fucking Shakespeare. Grounded in realism, grounded in stylism. Because if you ever ask somebody the best adaptation of a Shakespeare show that they've ever seen it, they're probably gonna say it was their community theater production that made Titus Andronicus vampires, okay? We don't want realism in Shakespeare, we want stylism. Do more of that, please, with Julie Taymor.